Hey everyone, welcome back to Warlock Sanctum Interviews. Today we have the first non-collaborative GM that we've had. This is Edwin. We can play. And Edwin, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hey, thank you so much. This is a lot of fun already. My name is Edwin Huertas. As he said, I am owner of the YouTube channel When Can We Play, and I am a paid game master for hire.
Indeed. So Edwin, we're going to just ask you a few questions here. The first one on our list is how long you've been doing the paid GMing?
I would say by this point, probably over a year, about 2 years by now. You lose track of time when you have so many campaigns going on. They all start to blur together time-wise.
Oh, if it wasn't for calendars, I'd be in trouble. I get
God
that.
bless. Yeah. But yeah, about 2 years now. I've been doing it for pay. I've been GMing in general for God knows at least over a decade by now.
Fair enough. So we're going to get into some more drilling down questions. What would you figure your two biggest strengths are running a game?
My biggest strengths are definitely the most obvious is role playing, which seems like an easy one, but I actually try really hard to read off of the players. Um, I think a lot of GMs see role playing as just acting out the character. I think it's involving player input and playing off of that. I've changed entire character personalities based on what the players either responded really well or really poorly to, depending on what we wanted out of it. And I'd say my other strength is this seems like kind of a cheat one given the last one, but I think playing off of what the players want. I take a lot of pride in trying to gauge what the players are enjoying about a session or what they're enjoying about a campaign and playing more into that. If I see players don't like a certain aspect of a game, I just won't include it. I'm very good at putting aside my desires as a GM for the session or campaign in favor of what the players are wanting or craving. Because for me, the best part is when players are feeding off of it, and just I always like making people laugh and seeing the players laughing and having a great time. That is the biggest joy for this whole thing for me. So yeah, role playing and giving players what they want, essentially. Finding out what they want and giving them that. I like to
Nice.
think anyway.
Fair enough. I can say in the experience I've had in your games, that is definitely something that comes across very strongly. With
Thank
that
you.
in mind, what is your two favorite systems, either to run or play in?
Oh, that is. Oh, I should have been prepared for that one. That's tough. I should have gotten a forewarning on that one. Okay, so right now, probably my favorite game system I'm running is Forbidden Lands. It's it's uses the Year Zero engine. It's sort of like it's an OSR styled game, but it has a little more survivability than most OSR games, which I love. I like when it feels deadly and dangerous and scary, but it's not almost guaranteed you're going to die in one hit. I like it to be a real threat, but it also focuses on survival mechanics that are actually interesting and fun. And it feels like basically a fantasy camping simulator sometimes, which the players really enjoy and they bond together over.
All
And
right.
when you fight something like a dragon or an ogre or even like an orc, all of those are really deadly, so it feels great to do it. Um, so yeah, Forbidden Lands is probably my favorite system period right now. My other favorite would shoot, looking back at my books over here. Um honestly, my other favorite would probably be also by Free League, also the Year Zero engine is the Alien RPG.
Oh,
It's not for everyone. It is I don't remember if our group played it together. Uh
we did
but
not, but it we
okay.
played the Vasen, which uses the same system, I think.
Yes, yes, yes. Pretty much the same system. Alien focuses more on the horror and the stress mechanics specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I love that system. It's very simple, It's a great collector's item for one. I love the Alien franchise, but the root of the system is all the players having their own personal agenda hidden from the other players, which some
Oh,
players don't appreciate as much. But in
fair.
Alien, it's a lot more deadly and game changing sometimes. I had one session where a player had the key for the escape shuttle while they were being chased by aliens, but their personal agenda was make sure no one finds out about this. So they snapped the key in half, and all the players died.
Oh,
And
wow.
also, yeah, it was really dramatic. It was a great moment. And also, the aliens are super deadly. Like there's one, like you roll a 1d6, and if it lands on a 6 and it hits, it's the alien tongue thing. It's the headbutt. Your character dies. It's
Nice.
a yeah, and it's real exciting. It's real dramatic and stressful, and there's a mechanic for it. So yeah, those two systems are definitely at my top two right now. That
Nice.
might change depending on what I play in the future. I love trying new systems.
And are they similar systems, just different takes? Like, is it the same core system?
Yes and no. Same dice mechanic in essence.
Okay.
Yeah, you take your attribute like per se strength and add your skill per se athletics, and then you add those together, and that's how many six-sided dice you roll. And if you get a
Okay.
6, you succeed. So yeah, like Vass and similar root system, but other than that, the that's what I like about it is at its base the dice mechanic is the same, but everything else is just like almost modular how they design their games. They
Mm-hmm.
feel and play like completely separate games, which
Yeah.
I really appreciate about them.
Interesting. Okay. So before I get distracted and ask more questions about the system, how do you make use of virtual tabletop in this age of plague and playing online? What about VTTs help you tell your story or run your game?
Without VTTs, I wouldn't have a career in this. I I live in a well, not so much anymore. I moved to the city, but when I started, I lived in a somewhat more rural area, and the idea of getting people together to play these games in the first place was almost impossible. Trying to make a career of it, trying to run professional quality games, paid games, absolutely impossible in a literal sense. But VTTs, virtual tabletop, um, have been vital. And uh, for the first point, letting me get into these games more. I used to be an exclusively D&D player, but once I started discovering that I used to use Roll20 and discovering it had modules and like character sheets that you can change and add to the game, I
Mm-hmm.
started branching out. Started playing things like Blades in the Dark. Started playing the Alien RPG. Started playing the Star Wars RPG. Started really getting to try stuff. So for the first point, it allowed me just to get into it even deeper. But as far as playing with people, it's a godsend. It allows you to do anything, any maps you want to throw in there, tokens, customization. It takes, I believe, drastically less time than writing things by hand or making physical materials or components. And the ability for people to, I mean, at its most basic, to play from across the world with each other. I played with a SpaceX engineer from Sweden while he was in Florida working on a project, and he had some downtime. I've worked with people who currently travel across the country and are always in a different time zone when they're playing with us. So yeah, virtual tabletop has been one of possibly the greatest thing to happen to the hobby, I believe.
Fair. Which one's your favorite to
That
use?
definitely Foundry. Uh, Roll20 I used for years. It got me through a lot, and thank you to the creators. But it got to a point where since its dawn, it has changed so little. I don't enjoy its file organization system. I don't like how a lot of the UI works. But Foundry, despite technically I think still being beta, um, and still having its bugs and kinks, I just love the amount of versatility it has. It has so much going for it to automate systems, to create macros and character sheets in ways that are accessible. I love it. I was so happy when I discovered it.
Fair. All right. So You have a group come to you. They want to play tonight. You don't have anything prepped. What system do you grab and what story hook do you use to start off an adventure?
Oh boy, this is a good one. Okay, nothing prepped. A group wants to play tonight.
Hmm.
In all honesty, all right, ignoring the variables that this is clearly like I would start asking things like how many of them have
Yeah.
experience with games, but just going in completely blind, I would honestly say Merkborg. It's a strictly OSR style game. It is brutally deadly. It's based on Swedish death metal, so it's a niche that I don't even know half those players would be into. But but the gameplay is so extraordinarily simple and straightforward. It doesn't matter their experience level. If they're new, they'll grasp it immediately. If they're veterans, they're going to have so many, they're aware they have endless options to try anything they want. It's super deadly, so it has consequences to everything. It's super weird. Your character might roll with 6 trained monkeys in their inventory. Um, and I would run it's wacky and random and weird, and I would run the starter adventure that comes with it. I honestly the name escapes me right now. I've run it like 4 times, but the book comes with a starter adventure, just classic dungeon crawl. Got gross monsters, got weird things showing up. There are butterflies, and it has a note that says if players choose to eat the butterfly, they heal 1d4 health points. Um,
Okay.
it is bizarre and out there. So yeah, I would run Merkborg. It seems like a safe bet for just having a fun time.
Very nice. As we wind down, I'm going to leave links to your start playing profile, but is there any games you want to tell the audience or are you preparing campaign wise that are going to be open to people that you want to get the message out there?
Yeah, thank you. Right now, I'm trying to get people to play Star Wars RPG by Fantasy Flight Games.
Mm.
I love the system. It uses a narrative dice system, which has levels of success and failure for player roles. They have a lot of input in how their characters react to things and how the world reacts to them. So yeah, if you're interested in Star Wars RPG, please check out my profile and join. I've got the intro game set up already for anyone who wants to try it out. But in general, anything you see on my start playing page, I would love to run with you. I exclusively put games that I enjoy running, go figure, but I actually enjoy running a good bit. So please, yeah, feel free to check out any of the ones I have listed on my page.
All right. So, everyone, this has been Edwin. I'm going to provide the links below to things mentioned during our interview here. Thanks for coming out, Edwin. I hope you've had a
Thank
good time.
Oh yeah, this is great, and it's always a joy talking to you.
I now have to look into this mork board because anything that can give you trained monkeys and let you eat butterflies just sounds entertaining.
Entertaining is definitely how I would describe that game, if nothing else.
All right, everyone. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.
Take care.